Greetings, Fire Chargers, Death Lightning 44 here, and today I'm going to be responding to 20 short arguments against God's existence by the atheist voice. So this is what he's going to do. If an argument is sound, that means it's valid and all the premises are true, which would force the conclusion to be true, then I will show you a picture of Sasuke Uchiha. If an argument is valid but not sound, meaning that one of the arguments is false, then I will show you a picture of Naruto Uzumaki and just continue and explain why the premise is false. And if an argument is invalid, I will do nothing. Anyways, note, since a lot of these invalid arguments have false premises, I would
evidence. God doesn't stop the evil in the world. In fact, if you read the Bible, God committed plenty of it. Drowning just about everything alive? Not a sign of love. The opening lines of the Bible are factually wrong. Why should we believe the rest of it? Prayer has never fixed anything physically impossible.
I'm trying so hard to fight the urge to bring in a character like Sakira Haruno to handle false premises and invalid arguments. However, I'm deciding against it. If an argument is invalid, I will not show a Naruto character. I will just let the video keep on going. Note, this argument is invalid.
Why won't God heal amputees? There are thousands of gods you don't believe in. What makes yours any different? Where you're born essentially determines what you believe. Why should the truth be based on geography? Who created God? And how does your answer to that make any sense? Pediatric cancer. Unconditional love shouldn't come with a list of conditions. Every single supposed miracle gets debunked eventually. Somehow, the 10 Commandments left off, don't rape people, and slavery's not okay. The movies and music that honor God are just awful. The invisible and the non-existent look very much alike. No hide-and-seek game lasts this long. Science explains so much of what we used to attribute to a God. The more we learn, the less reason we have to believe in God. If you try to explain your religious mythology to someone who had never heard it before, you would sound crazy. Seriously, try explaining communion wafers to someone who's never heard of Catholicism. If God didn't exist, the world would look exactly the same way it does now. If God existed, he would smite me right now. I'm good.
So this argument is technically valid, meaning I will have to show you a picture of Naruto. So 20 arguments. Only one of them is valid. And it's not even sound. Oh great, I have to type it in. Naruto. So I will show you a picture of Naruto Uzumaki. Credit goes to the Boruto wiki on fandom. Now, why is this? Now, I will show you why his 20th argument is false. And by the 20th, I mean Tavs, TAVs, not Naruto's. And I will do it in a syllogistic format. Premise 1. If God exists and did not smite TAV down at that exact moment, then TAV's argument contains a false premise. Premise 2, God exists. Premise 3, God did not smite TAV down at that moment. Conclusion, Therefore, TAV's argument possesses a false premise. Now, premise 1 and 3 are unobjectionable and are obviously true. If premise 2 is true, then that would mean that premise 4 is true since all the other premises are, since premises 1 and 3 are true. Is premise 2 true? The answer is yes, for a bunch of reasons. For a bunch of reasons. I'll just get into it on Quora. I actually made a Quora post about this. And it got away from my Naruto images. Got a notification. YouTube posts. Wow. And by the way, that upvote is from Braden Fisher, who has been a philosopher of religion for the past 2 to 3 years. The contents of this argument are literally showered out. Premise 1. After Jesus' death, 500 people saw him alive at the same time. Premise 2. If even one of them actually saw Jesus alive and wasn't just having his flesh or eyes playing tricks on them, then Jesus came back to life from the dead. If one of them actually saw him, then he was actually alive. Then he came back to life. Premise 3. If Jesus came back to life from the dead, then God exists. Resurrection from the dead is not naturally possible. A 1994 study found that witnesses misidentify suspects in lineup up to 48% of the time. That seems like a reasonable rate to use for the probability that each individual eyewitness just had his/her eyes play tricks on him/her and did not actually see Jesus. In the parentheses, I will do the same, but instead use a 99% individual eye test tricks or IET rate. Premise 5. With a 48% IET rate, one witness is enough to give the resurrection a probability of more likely than not 69, and witnesses are needed for that with a 99% IET rate. With a 48% IET rate, 7 witnesses is enough to establish. With a 4 witnesses is enough to establish the resurrection with a 90% certainty. 230 witnesses are needed for this with a 99% IET rate. With a 48% IET rate, 7 witnesses is enough to establish the resurrection with 99% certainty. 459 witnesses are needed for this with a 99% IET rate. Even assuming a 99% IET rate, the sheer number of witnesses makes it so that there is a more than 99% chance that at least one of them actually saw Jesus alive after his death and wasn't just having his/her eyes playing tricks on his/her. Therefore, there is a more than 99% chance that Jesus came back from the dead. Therefore, there is a more than 99% chance that God exists. Therefore, there is a more than 99% chance that TAV's 20th argument contains a false premise.